Good evening, I am the MMO researcher. Let's talk about your MMO story. Every time people think about writing one, they ask themselves, was this done before? The answer is yes. Don't dwell on it, write your story, and just start brainstorming. Having a good story in an MMO is always nice, but I've noticed people care more about the game's mechanics than the actual story. Doesn't mean we should skip on making a good story. Some players will still enjoy having a fantastic story that is tied to your MMO world. In fact, even having an in-game mechanic to where players can reread the story is a good quality of life. Another thing about story is the pacing. If your MMO story's pacing is too slow, people will get bored and rapidly click through it. If it's too fast, people have a hard time understanding what happens. What I can recommend to help your MMO story is to have it tied with your in-game mechanics. Most MMOs say this world boss that spawns will wreck the land. However, from all the MMOs I have seen, it's just standing there, menacingly. Let me give a good example on how we can improve this. Let's say story-wise the world boss brings blight to the crops of our lands. Not only should the players' crops be affected, but food prices and the economy should get more expensive, or maybe have the food buffs be reduced. Another idea is we can have another world boss who wants to raise an army to destroy this city. We should make it to where he actually attacks an NPC town with said army or minions and turn it into a war zone. During this war, there should be victory conditions and fail conditions for each outcome. A victory condition, obviously, the city will still stand. A fail condition, the city will be destroyed, and now players can help the town rebuild through trade or gathering, while the combat players keeps the area safe while the town is being rebuilt. Now for quest. As Arthur Morgan once said,
"Looks like I turned into the goddamn errand boy."
Jokes aside, fetch quest and kill certain number of enemies quest is a very old method. Yes, you can still have milestones for doing this X amount of times. The daily quest grind feels like a cheap method. So what should we do to help fix this grind? We can have a list of tasks for our players to do. These tasks are random, and there should be more daily and weekly tasks than the requirements needed to get the weekly reward. This way, it lets the players choose what tasks to complete to get their daily or weekly goals. Forcing your players to do specific quests for a daily reward can invoke burnout and make the daily quest feel like a job. We want our players to enjoy their time in their own way, not our way. Another method is player-made quest. The issue with player-made quests is that you would have to make strong restrictions to prevent players from making low-quality, high-rewards missions. This is to prevent your economy from having a major inflation issue. A good example of this would be City of Heroes, as they made not only a rating system to help filter out their bad and their good quest, it also helped when they didn't let the players choose the reward. However, what if we can improve on this? What if players can create orders for other players and offer rewards for the players to complete? We can also have these orders be acquiring X amount of items. The rewards should have a limited range based on the item's value on the market. For example, I want this iron sword made with these minimal stats. The reward should be the cost of material, time and labor, as well as the quality of the blade. Then, once completed, the one who posted the order will get the item sent to them and the payment delivered to the crafter. You can even have your players adjust their rewards with a slider if they are willing to play more. Granted, we should give a limited range on how much more they can pay. We don't want gold bots abusing the system and damaging your economy. Having this system built into your MMO would help economic activity for your entire player base. Another good quest idea is workload quest. This can also be used by the automation mechanic discussed in an earlier video. The NPC or even other players need labor for a project. The players can work on said project, and the more they work on it, the bigger the reward. This way, when players have to leave the game, they can still complete quest. This can earn the players a passive reward or even training in the field. Another method that is used in MMO and what I like to call gateway quest. These can be very annoying to players, being able to not do this till you complete A, B, and C, and then having to go do Z elsewhere just to get the quest so you can unlock a recipe. No one likes having to do this. This method should be optional if they want a recipe for free. Otherwise, we should give the players a choice to get this recipe through another method. The only acceptable time quests should be streamlined like this is for storytelling purposes only. Also, another player gripe is unable to skip story on their alt if their main character has already completed it. We should give the players an option to not have to complete the same quest over and over for each one of their characters. Instead of giving the story quest rewards to a single character, why not have the rewards go to all of the characters the player has, or any future ones they create? In another video about party mechanics and family that I will be making, having your alternate characters help you with the storyline can be a very nice game mechanic, because shouldn't your alternate characters also be part of your world story? To me, this is a much needed quality of life. Now, one of the final topics I wish to discuss about your MMO world is the graphics of your world. You can go quick or you can go all in. Both methods are fine as long as the game has good mechanics and the game is fun for your players. A 2D MMO is good for simple type MMOs with very few mechanics. This can also help save a bunch of development time. However, a 3D option is better if you're focusing on a huge world. However, you must fine craft that 3D art. Players are very critical on this. This is also when most of your MMO funding will go. Art takes time, and it's good to have high quality art. A good method is to use AI art for placeholding only. Give your artist ideas with said placeholder art and get input from the artist. Then you and your artist come up with a final design. You can use AI only, but you will have huge public backlash that will affect your game and your company's reputation. We should never take the jobs away from good artists, so choose wisely. So let me know what you all think. I want to fine-tune this mechanics as much as possible. And as always, stay strong out there.